Keen. Keen. Welcome, Earthlings. I am MX Duke, and this is Space Engineers. I'm starting this out as my very first YouTube video series because right now this is my favorite game in the world and I want to share it. So I'm going to show you guys why this game is so cool. We're going to start a new game here. Down, you always, the star system is the best way to start, especially, yeah, just trust me. Unless you're into this game, you want to go into creative mode and, you know, just design crap, you want to be in star system. Star system is best played in survival. Survival is best played in star system. It just works that way. I can't talk anyways. This is a this is a space-based survival and sandbox building game. It's kind of like Minecraft, but with a lot better graphics. So we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna add a bunch of mods on here because I'm gonna play this heavily modded. And don't worry, for you guys that never played this before, just starting out, I'm not going to go through and tell you exactly how each one of these mods work. I will tell you how you get mods. When you very first start, download this game, and you go in and you did what I did, and you start a new game, and you go into the mods list. You're not going to have anything right here. This side's going to be completely empty. You'll go to Browse Workshop. Now, in all honesty, if you start a Steam account, it's best to do this from your web browser. There's certain functions, well, one function in particular drives me absolutely insane, that Steam can't seem to work into their app or their in-game overlay. But it works in the browser, because it's in the browser. Anyways, and I'm going to illustrate this here real quick. Let's type in a word. Let's say I want to go into this mod right here, and I want to comment on it, and I want to use a long word like experience, which I actually spelt right. Oh my god, no, let's spell it wrong. It's experience. Okay, and you can see Windows is telling me that word is spelled wrong, but I can't correct it because Steam has not added the spell checker functionality into their drop-down menus. So if you want that, which is if you're like me and you can't spell worth a crap, trust me, if you're going to do anything inside Steam, do it through the web browser. Anyways, but this is, back up here, this is where you go to find all the mods for this game, the player created mods. You have options for keyword search. You can search by most popular, most recent, most subscribed. Most subscribed's a really good one to search under. And you can search what's the most popular today, this week, 3 months, 6 months, yeah. You can search by mod or blueprint, in-game script, which we will get into that later. That's actually not a mod, per se. You can sort with these, or you can sort with these checkboxes here. Anyways, enough of that. That's how you get your mods. Once you find them and you subscribe to them, I guess I could show you that if I hit the right buttons. So let's say we want to subscribe to this one, which I'm already subscribed to. You just select it like I just did, and just hit subscribe. The button right here. Puts it in game. It downloads it immediately, puts it in your game. Works pretty quickly. I mean, by time I back out, for most mods, by time I back out of here, it'll already be downloaded. And then all I'll have to do is come over here and hit refresh, and it'll show up in my menu. Anyway, so we're going to add some more stuff here. Thrusters. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah. No. You want a challenge? Yeah. That's a little too challenging for right now. We're going to add some challenge in there. We're going to add some cheat too. The guys that have played this game before, especially played it extensively and are familiar with these mods, are going to see some pretty cheaty ones in here, and they're going to give me flack for it. And you know what? I'm a little cheaty. I'm sorry. Deal with it. So, that one that I just selected, you're going to see it. It's going to give us some trouble. Let's see. Don't want any of that. I want defensive shields. I don't want to use them right away. That's kind of a down the road type of thing. And no, I'm not ordering these correctly. You do need to put them in order. Some of these have to be in order to work correctly. I will do that once I get the list all filled up here. Cheaty mod. Little bit of cheaty. No. Yeah. Yes. No. Some mods will actually add more mods to the game. This mod actually includes a few other mods with it in order to make it work right. We're not going to add that. Not now. Maybe later on. I've already got a HUD. Program extender. Paint gun. Flame parts. That's a fun one. That one is... Yes. No. No. This mod is broken. Or at least last time I checked it was broken. I haven't looked at it since. I've got some really good thrusters. So, this is a neat thruster mod. I guess we could go ahead and open this up and look at it. It gives you really neat ways of adding thrusters to your ships. Temporary upload until we know what is going on here. Yeah, it doesn't exactly work right either. I'm just still subscribed to it because I'm hoping that, you know, he'll get it fixed at some point. This was posted way back in 2015, that's why it's broken. The guy that posted is still here, but... Yeah, but the guy that posted it's not even going to do anything with it. I don't know if it's ever going to get it fixed. Maybe it'll get picked up. If it does, I'm sure somebody will post something here. Oh, that's the ship he's building. Okay. Anyways, I'm getting off track here. Where did I leave off? Shadows and nebulas. Catwalks. Catwalks are awesome. A little bit of cheaty. I'm not real sure if Splitsy's YouTube mod here is working right. It doesn't seem like it is. But we'll put it on there anyways because it doesn't seem to hurt anything either. The stone crusher's not viable. It works, but it's not necessary. Yeah, you have to have that. This particular mod right here is a backbone for other mods. It has to be at the very top of the list. We will fix that. cheaty mods, they're actually not viable anymore. Well, you could use them if you really want to be cheaty. That one, yes. This one. This one. Okay, that's all of them. Now, text side API needs to go to the top. Put space got real at the top. The sneaker sounds at the top. Launcher encounters most definitely has to be at the top. That's another backbone. It needs to be loaded first before other mods, because other mods use it to run. Programming extended run throw at the bottom. I want that one to. Did it go to the bottom? Where is it? Did I actually put it to the top? Did I delete it? No? Where did it go? NPC program. Refresh. There it is. I just have to refresh. Okay. Game's a little glitchy sometimes. Anyways, where were we? Anything that adds blocks, you really don't have to worry too much about where it's at. Stuff that messes with your HUD or actually adds functionality to the game generally has to be moved up. I think we pretty much got it here. So, text HUD needs to be at the very, very top. That should work. Okay. And we're going to change the settings here. I'm sorry, but if I played this on the base inventory size and efficiency settings, y'all get bored really quick. It's grindy. So we're not going to do that. I don't want to be grindy. In all honesty, there's enough grind in this game to begin with, and you're going to see that. Sound mode. Play realistic. It sounds different, but there's a lot of sound glitches in the game that you're going to see. Realistic game sound mode actually can fix some of them. So I've always played realistic mode. Realistic sound mode. View distance. We're going to up the day duration a little bit. I like a little bit longer days. Max objects. If you're playing single player, you want that maxed all the time. Trust me. It affects gameplay if you don't. And you're going to see why. This is how many little doodads like drop when you grind something down, it drops contents. Or if you're drilling, mining ore, and the ore drops as you mine it. If you mine too much, you start deleting the little nuggets that you're supposed to be picking up because your max objects is too low. Max backups. If you're like me and you screw up a lot, you're gonna want backups. Spectator, yes. Cargo ships, no, because I have a mod that takes care of that. Same with the random encounters. Tool shake is buggy. Voxel hands is cheaty. In-game scripts is a must. I'm going to disable progression. If you download this game, you'll find out what progression is. You have to build certain blocks to unlock new blocks. We're going to disable it because it makes absolutely no sense with this number of mods installed. Because it does not include the mods unless the person who made the mod actually purposely includes it into the progression system, which most of them haven't. So it just gets really stupid. So no, we don't need that. We will have unknown signals probably just for the first episode or so. They're handy when you very first start. They get annoying not too far into the game. They start becoming useless and annoying. That should do it. Alright, so I ran you through brief how to start a new game. So we're going to start it. And loading, loading, loading. Yes, sir, we are loading. Loading, loading, loading. Engineers. I know, I'm a dork. I don't like dead air. We are staring at a loading screen. Engineers like to problem solve, or like to solve problems. If there are no problems handily available, they will create their own problems. Alright, so in the star system game, there's 6 celestial bodies that you can start on. 3 of them are planets, full-size planets, and 3 of them are moons, one next to each planet. Now, none of this stuff orbits like in real life. They are all stationary. You know, it's a little beyond the game's means to do all of that. There's some realistic stuff in here, but a lot of this stuff isn't realistic. Let's say like Europa. In real life, Europa, I really need to look this up, but Europa orbits either Saturn or Neptune. In this game, it orbits Mars. And if you're into any type of astrology, you know, or astronomy, you know that ain't right. But we are going to start on Europa because it adds some unique challenges that I want to show you guys. Respawn. Loading, loading, loading. Yes, so we are loading. Loading, loading, loading. Oh, here we are. Bonk. And we just drop right onto the moon. Yay. This is a modded respawn ship. You always respawn with the ship. The stock ones, the vanilla ones, are little round blue and white little thingies that actually don't move unless you can actually move them once they drop, unless you get out and start mining and start building stuff to like add on to them. And it's a process. I like to start in a rover because I like to find where I'm going to start building before I start building. So I added this mod so that we can do that. And this ship's kind of cool. There's some stuff in here that I'm not overly excited about, but it's got some cool little, and it's a cool little vehicle here. It functions very well. We're going to go into the control panel here for this vehicle, and you can access, by hitting K, you can access the control panel, which shows you every single functional block on the connected grid. So, the antenna is the battery, that one's on auto. We have an emergency battery, which I'm going to switch to auto. You can switch your batteries to recharge if you want to. So they won't output, they will just suck power, which is handy. I'm going to rename his electrolysis machine back to what it's supposed to be, which is an O2 H2 generator. Just gen. Hydrogen engine, which is off. Graph LCD. Water detector, which is maxed out. That's good. Control. Which you really don't need. And sucking power. Survival kit. You need to leave that on. Oh, that's right. We need to fix the wheels. Why is it? Normally it comes up with these already grouped. So we're going to group them. There we go. Let's move this down to 6. And offset's maxed. Friction's at 50. Speed limit is a little slow. I like to go 60 kilometers a second. 20 power, 25%. That should be alright. Okay. Alright. Let's go find us. Turn that on. Let's go find us a spot to set up camp. Like I said, we're on ice ball, so it's going to tell us the whole time we're out jetting around here that there's ice all around us. Yes, we know. It's an ice ball. Which direction are we going? Woohoo, we're catching air. Ooh, there's some... Oh, this... Ah, don't flip it, Sean. Get back down. Alright. Is this where we want to build? It's decent. Kind of flat. Doesn't exactly have to be flat. Guess we could just build on the inside of this ridge here. Let's park this rover here. Back up, slow down, back up. Whoa, we're doing a backwards wheelie. There we go. Kind of want to park right on the edge of this. Let's see. Maybe up at the top of the ridge here. Yeah, that looks like a good spot right there. Park. Get out. And I hate how this dumps me into third-person view at the beginning of the game. Just kind of annoying. Oh, did I spawn with tools? I didn't want to spawn with tools. Ah, that's alright. We'll fix that later. Inventory. Let's get the good tools out. And we're going to need the rifle. Trust me. There's baddies running around. And we're pretty soon here. We're going to have to put some turrets on this ship. Let's see. Hey. There it goes. I might just have to find that sensor and disable it. Oh. Gotta equip our tools. Redo this whole bar down here because I want my weapon on there too. And then we'll put an armor block. It's always handy to have an armor block on your toolbar. Alright, and switch to fully visible because I want to see the bad guys when they're coming. That will show every single antenna marker as soon as it's in range for me to see it. Ooh, we lost daylight here. Let's equip our... so I can get an idea where the ore is. So this is where we want to build then. Which, when it comes to the very first thing that's... reason why I picked this moon to start off with. This is our survival kit. It recharges us. It can add oxygen and hydrogen back into our suit. And it can heal us. It also builds. If we throw stone in it, it can turn stone into ingots. Ingots you use to construct components, which you use to construct blocks. Go in production here. We can queue up a bunch of ingots because we're going to have to go find some stone. And that comes to the reason why I picked Europa to start with, because there is no stone. Europa is an ice ball. And there's no dirt, no rocks. There is ores, obviously, because we found nickel and cobalt and iron. But The survival kit can't use those ores. It only uses stone. If we had parked ourselves on lunar or Earth-like planet or Mars, there's stone all around us. It's the dirt that's underneath our feet. But because we picked Europa, there is none. Ooh, unknown signal. Jetpack. We're gonna go check out this unknown signal while I'm talking. So, in order to find stone, we're going to have to reverse halo out of the planet's gravity and go find us an asteroid to mine. That's what makes this interesting. Ah, come on. I'm hitting the wrong button. I've been playing Satisfactory and I keep getting the buttons mixed up. Here we go. Ooh, a helmet skin. Yay. You are falling too slow there, pod. Let's get your stuff. Got another. Oh well. You're falling too slow. Cut your cord. Get back here. Don't you roll away from me. I don't want your parts. What the heck? Quit rolling. Get back here. Get back here. Come here, you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm about to give up on that. Whoa. Just give me the button at least. Come on. There we go. And that's why these are handy to begin with, because you can grind them down and use them for parts to start your base with. Alright. Get back over here to our rover. And it's getting dark. The vanilla version of this game, night, isn't very dark. You can still see, you can still operate, you can still do anything. I've got a mod on here called Space Just Got Real, and it adds a lot of shadow effects, and when it gets dark, like pitch black dark. Adds some realism to the game, which is cool. It can be pain though, but it's cool. Trust me, we don't want an antenna. Did I grind down something I didn't need to? Yeah. Don't want to grind down the battery. Alright, now I want to take these buttons off. There we go. Alright. I'm going to take the buttons off the other side too, because I don't use them. I don't need them. I know why Voss put them on here, but I don't need them. Ore detector. I think that'll work for now. So, we've got some components on us. We've got 96 steel plate. That's enough to start a platform here. Start our base. See, we didn't even have to mine to do it. Hey, give me a big block. Oh, that's perfect. Now, when you're building stuff, if you do what I do here and you plant these blocks straight into the voxels, in this case the ice, they become stationary, i.e. a station. They are immovable. Now, if I was to take this block and just drop it like that, that is automatically the game decides that's not a station, that's a ship. That's a movable block. And that's going to become important later on, because there's certain things you can't do to immovable blocks that you can do to movable ones, and so on and so forth. Like station blocks can be embedded in the voxels. If I was to build this one like this and then try to embed it into the voxel, it won't let me. Let's see, like, get on the bottom slope of this here. Well, I guess it's flat enough all the way around it. We can push it down a little bit farther. Or not. Come on, move, block. Well, anyways. When we get later on down the road, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's put one more row on here. I like a little bit of space to work with. Alright, well, this is the start of our station. Our base. And just add these extra blocks in here just so there's no steps. Nothing to hang up on. And start off with, you can't start any station without power. Stations need power. And to do that, I'm going to build a tower here. How many blocks up are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to go up higher. 6, 7, 8. That should do. And go into our G menu here and pick our wind turbine. This will provide us some power. Now, I don't doubt if I've actually got enough components to finish this. Ooh, quite a bit. We need 8 motors, 24, well actually 6 motors, and 24 girders to get this thing operational. Where'd my ship go? There it is. Which means now we're gonna have to go mine, or wait around for, well, the unknown signal's normally not gonna have girders on them. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't have a mute for the mic. So, it is time to go fill up our bottles. Wonder why we're not building hydrogen, but we're building oxygen. So yeah, our O2 generator's off. There we go. Alright, and inventory. Oh, our bottles are full. Okay, let's drop off this stuff here. And let's go up into space. Let's go do a reverse halo here. Just jetpack straight up. Go find us an asteroid, get some stone. Oh, well, oh, wow, 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 wow. That's bad. Hello. Ooh, ooh, okay. If I can't see him, he can't see me. Are we up far enough yet? Nope. Let's turn off our dampeners here so we coast. There we go. We're just going to coast here until we find, aha, our first asteroid, which is right there. Turn dampeners back on so that we can adjust our trajectory. We're going to jetpack towards this thing. And turn, oh yeah, I had the dampeners off, okay. Alright. Come here, asteroid, asteroid, asteroid. Let me shoot you. Oh, while we're sitting here gliding towards this asteroid, over on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see some icons. There's a blue helmet-looking thing and a yellow-looking thing. The yellow is my jetpack, and the bar above it is how much fuel I have for it. Hydrogen. The blue one is my helmet, and the bar above it is how much oxygen my suit has. If I hit J here, opens my helmet, and since we're in space, I start dying. Just a little pointer out for, something to point out for the new people. Hello, asteroid. Come to daddy. Got no red on the screen. Even at 150 meters per 100, almost 160 meters per second, this is a long ways away. It takes a while. We are now 20 kilometers from base. All right. Inertial dampers on. Get on our drill. And let's get some stone. Hello, rock. Let me have some of you. I have another mod on here that's called automatic ore pickup, which means until my inventory's full, the mod will automatically pick up the stone for me. Now my inventory's full, and now the nuggets are floating off into space. I can't hold them, so we're just going to head right back to base. Get back up to speed here and turn off our dampeners so we coast. Now this is tricky. You noticed when we headed towards the asteroid, I didn't point straight at it. I just pointed kind of off to the side, so that if I decided I didn't want to pay attention, I wouldn't go face plant into the asteroid. Can't really do that with the moon, so we're gonna have to watch it here, because you can face plant into the moon, which is not good. Luckily, we will probably face plant right next to the base, and we can go back and pick up our body as long as it doesn't bounce back into orbit. Which actually can happen, just so you guys know. It's 160 meters per second. Yes, your backpack can, and your inventory can actually bounce back out into orbit. But only because we're on a moon, and there's only a quarter G of gravity. If we were on the Earth-like planet or on Mars or the alien planet where there's a G or so of gravity, it wouldn't do that. It would bounce about maybe 10 meters up into the air and then fall back down. Yeah, Mr. Dangerous Encounter Exiled Engineer, we don't want to bother you. Flying. Flying, flying, flying. Do. Dampeners is Z, and if you hit the dampeners, it'll bring you to complete stop. No matter what you do, you can still fly around, but every time you let go of a button, it'll bring you to a dead stop. If you turn dampeners off, then you float in whatever direction you have the most momentum for. And we are going to turn on our dampeners and come down into base here. Hello, base. Alright, and then I have another mod on here called Easy Inventory. So instead of actually opening the inventory and dragging things across, I can just hit Alt and left click at the same time, and it automatically deposits everything in my inventory into the inventory I'm pointing at. And you can automatically hear the survival kit running. It's processing the stone and making ingots. And we can turn around and start building our girders. So we've got 3 tabs up here in the production screen. This is for building ingots. Tools, which has basic tools. And components, which we need girders. So we're gonna queue up 20 girders, and you can queue up one at a time by just clicking on it. Hold control, you queue up 10 at a time. Hold shift, you queue up 100. Hold control and shift, and you queue up 1,000. So we got 20 girders now, and what else did we need? We needed motors. We needed 6 motors, so we'll just queue up 10. There we go. When we go into inventory, we can add these into our inventory. And then we can go finish off. Holy cow, it's dark. Where am I going? Turn on my suit lights. Here we go. And go up here and finish off our wind turbine. Oh, I am 4 girders short. I miscounted. Okay. That's no big deal. We can just go down here and get us 4 more girders going. There we go. Haha, now we have a wind turbine, and it's producing power. So now, we need a place to store that power. Because right now, it's producing power into nothing. A bunch of steel blocks. So, we need to build a battery. But, in order to build a battery, we have to build power cells. Alright, oh, select the battery here. Power cells. Which we can't build in the survival kit, so we'll have to build a... where'd it go? Production. Where's production? There it is. Production. A basic assembler. So, let's get that out of there, and let's save our battery, so we're going to want to build it. But we got to build a basic assembler first, so... and you rotate your block. See, this has that yellow square there is a conveyor point. That's where you can access it, and that's where later on down the road, when we start building a conveyor system, the conveyor system can access it. But you want that accessible showing, so we'll put it right here. Oh, I gotta go grab some more steel plates, which I think I left those in the cockpit. So jump in the cockpit here. We'll grab this stuff. Alright. Jump back out. Now we can go set down our basic assembler. There we go. And dump what we do have into it, which is just plate and components and some motors. So we need a few more motors, a few displays, and a crap load of computers. Which is going to take silicon, which means we may have to go back up to space. So, inventory, production. We need 80 computers. So, let's just queue up 100 here. Let's see how many we get out of that. We also needed... Ooh, you know what? We may do this. With some despair, it looks like. Yeah. So I'm going to cut this off when it hits 80. And you do that just by hovering over it and left-clicking. It deletes the queue. So we ended up with 82. We needed a few more motors, so let's get 10 of those. And we needed some displays, we might as well get 10 of those. And we have, as long as this is red, or these are white instead of red, we have the components. The only thing we don't have is the stone, and it's because we got a crap load queued up, and that's just so that I can just toss stone in there and it automatically processes it. So we got everything we need. Quit babbling, Duke. Alright. And let's go finish our basic assembler. Oh, I forgot the steel plate. How many did we need? 7 more. Okay. We'll just queue up 10. Well, we'll queue up 100, actually, because it's handy to have extra. Steel plate goes into pretty much everything, so just handy to have some extra on hand. And we're barely going to have enough iron to do that. Ooh. So either we're going to have to grind down another unknown signal or go back up into space. Because we're going to need more iron for our refinery. So we can actually start mining the ore that's underneath us instead of going out in space and finding stone. Oh, that should be going plenty. Alright. There we go. And we have a basic assembler. Now, this thing's empty, so we need to... Oh! dump our contents into it, because there's stuff in my inventory here that we don't need, like radio communication components. And we can actually break down back into ingots with this thing, because this one has a disassemble function. Haha, that gave us a little bit of silicon and some iron. Alright, so let's go get our ingots out of the survival kit now, because we don't need to produce anything in the survival kit anymore. Oop. I forgot to put the small steel tube in there. And gravel, the rest of the iron plate. And we'll bring it over here, and we'll just dump all that into our assembler for now, for storage. We can't put the scrap metal in there. It won't go in there, because the assembler doesn't know what to do with it. That will actually go into a refinery and get turned back into iron. If you're wondering where I got that from, that unknown signal, that little pod that we ground down, had a battery on it. Power cells cannot be ground down and reused. They turn into scrap. So once you use them, you can't get them back. And that's why we have scrap. Anyway, so production. We need power cells. And actually, let's pull up our survival battery, because that's the battery I want to actually... I know I pulled up the regular vanilla battery, but I want to use this modded survival battery, because it takes less components. Battery. Survival battery. Here we go. And it takes 35 power cells. So we need to build 35 power cells. Oh, and actually, another thing with easy inventory is, since I have the blueprint for this loaded, I can just go face my assembler, face the junction point here, and hit shift left click. Could not queue, no valid assemblers found. Why? It's on, it's working. Oh, because I have it on disassembly. That's why. Let's try that again. And just face it and shift left click, and it will queue me everything I need for that battery. And we can go in here and make sure it's going to actually produce. And it's not. We don't have enough iron. Dang it. Well, let's break down something to make iron. Well, we don't need the steel plates. Or we can break down some of these steel plates to maybe make enough iron to finish the construction components. There we go. We still need more iron. So let's break down a few more. Let's break down 10 more. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Now we can build our battery. Alright, now all the components are built for my battery. Then we can do the same thing, but we just left click. Not enough power cells in storage, need one more. That doesn't make sense. Let's see if that's true. We're going to set the battery right behind the thing here, and we're going to weld it up. And it is right. We are short one power cell, dang it. The mods don't always work perfectly, especially when you're dealing with mods. So the battery that we're trying to build is modded, and the mod where we use to queue up the components for it is modded, so yeah, sometimes that happens. Anyways, grab our last component here. Oh, you know what? Let's throw that in there, because we can disassemble that. We don't need it, we already have one. And there we go. Now we have power storage. And the nice thing about this battery is, when I decide we don't need it anymore, since it's modded, we can actually ground it down and save the power cells. We get the power cells back. So we don't waste anything. That's why I wanted to use it. That, and it was cheaper than the regular battery. we didn't need as much materials to build it. So if we go into the control panel on this here, we can see that it is recharging. It'll be fully recharged in 3 hours. We're storing power, which is good, because when we build our refinery, it and the assembler together will drain more when they're both operating than our windmill can put out. So this acts as a buffer, so that when we're not using them, it charges, but when we are using them, it outputs enough that we can use them both. So that brings me to the next item on our list of things to do, which is build our first refinery, so that we can actually start refining the ore that is underneath us instead of having to grind stuff or disassemble stuff for ingots or go up into space to get stone. So we need to queue this one up, and I doubt if we have enough to build it all, so we go into production here, and we are missing more iron. We need 119 plates and we only have 36. That's going to be a problem, and I don't have enough components here to actually break down to build it all. So we're going to jetpack into space. So let's go prepare for that.
Energy low.
Starting off with recharging our suit. So if we just jump right into the cockpit here, we'll recharge and refill our reserves. I'm going to inventory and make sure our batteries are still full. We're going to need more ammo. Let's dump that in the cockpit while we're at it. Actually, let's pull this extra stuff out here, because we're not really going to need it. We can build these if we lose them. We can put those into the assembler and disassemble them. Alright, let's go do that real quick before we go back up into space. Because you never know, we may get enough out of all this. Let's dump all this into the assembler here. These are canvases. That's for the parachute that brought us down onto the planet. We don't need them anymore because we're not going to take that thing back up into space. It's a rover. It doesn't belong in space. Let's see. Go into production, go into disassembly, and doop-a-doo. Just queue up all this stuff. Does disassemble here. There we go. And we don't need small steel tubes, I don't think. Let's go ahead and disassemble those. In fact, we can disassemble all this stuff here. There we go. Production. We're still going to be way short. Yeah. So let's go back up into space, and let me just turn off our dampeners, turn on our jetpack, and just go boom straight up again. Ooh, there's red. That's actually. That won't attack. That Egon torpedo frigate is considered a cargo ship by the video game, so it won't actually track us. It just floats around and then despawns. And as long as we don't bug it, it won't bug us. Oh, and I'm sitting here wasting fuel. Oops. Oh, and that dangerous encounter is parked right next to our... Yeah, we don't want to get too close to that. That will be nasty, so... Dampeners on. Let's go hit this one. You don't want to get too close to that guy. That spawns something that is horribly nasty that we are not prepared to deal with. Floating in space. Floating in space. Get out of... Just in case a drone decides to spawn next to us and starts chasing us. Now you can attack baddies with your grinder too. Grind down their power supply or something else to disable them. Or you can just shoot the crap out of them, which we may end up grinding them because we don't have very much ammo. I haven't built any more ammo. Need magnesium to build ammo, and we haven't even found that yet. Do. Floating, floating, floating. Yes, we are floating. We are floating in space. Do. Come here, asteroid. I want to drill you with my long drill. I'm going to drill you good and long. Yes, I know I'm weirdo. Let the innuendo ensue. I can't talk, I'm sorry. The innuendo ensue. Alright. Hello, Rock. Nice of you to join us. Hey, slow down. Come on. Ah! What the world is going on here? There we go. I'm hitting X instead of Z, and then Z instead of X. Yeah. Alright. All I want is some stone. Just give me some stone, and we'll be on our way. I didn't even check, did we? Yeah, we did empty our inventory. Come back here. Give me those. Give me some stone. Give me all the stone. There we go. We're full. Alright. Back to base. At 160 meters per second. Which is like I said, I got a speed mod on here, so that's faster than you normally go. You're only normally allowed to go 100 meters per second, so that's for my benefit and for yours, even though we're still taking forever to get back to the planet, get back to the moon. That's not a moon. That's not a planet, that's a moon. That's not a moon, that's a space station. Yeah. You guys could probably hear my chair squeaking behind me. I do apologize about that. I do have a cardioid mic, which is only supposed to pick up my voice, but it does pick up background noise. You're never going to get a mic that's perfect. And I did buy a cheap one. I bought the cheapest one that sounded the best. So, you know, you do what you do. Whatever works, right? And I know it's not going to be all that bad. It shouldn't be annoying. It is a good sounding mic. I've got a pop filter in front of it so you don't hear me spitting all over it. So yeah. I did a little bit of homework before I started this endeavor. Yeah. Which I know is not going to get any views, not for a long time. So I got to build up a viewer base. Yeah. Which isn't impossible, you know. Throw this on Reddit and some Discord channels and get a few likes, get some of my friends to like it, and then YouTube will pick it up from there and start throwing people at it. Slowly but surely, I'll pick up a user base, or a viewer base. It'll happen. We're 3/4 of the way there. We're getting there. Into the vast darkness of the planet. Moon! Dang it, Duke. Moon. You guys will get used to me. The gravity's pulling us. That's why we're not heading straight towards it now anymore. Oh, don't turn off the jetpack. Turn the dampeners back on. There we go. my light still on? Yep. I want to turn... There we go. Turn my antenna off because there are baddies in this playthrough that will track my antenna. Just now dawned on me. Alright, and we don't want to put this in there. We want to put this in the survival kit. Put that in the survival kit. You'll grind it all down fairly quickly here. And then we'll pick all those resources and put them in the assembler. And then it will start assembling. There we go. Dump this stuff over here. And you can hear it running. Hello, baby. Let's see, do we have enough now? We have enough. Cool. And that's the last time we have to jetpack to space. The next time we go to space, we'll be in a ship designed to go there. Which will be in another episode. Because we're almost done here. I don't want to make this too long. Just show you basics. Starting a base here. Very first starting out. So we can pull everything we need out of there for this refinery. There we go. And we can place it. Oh. Ah, wrong button. There we go. Not enough computers. What? It's because I grew. Why didn't it queue up computers? Did I accidentally... Oops. I am screwed up here. Come here. Give me that back. Alright. Let's go in here and queue up. How many computers did we need? 10. That's not bad. Let's go queue those up here. 10 computers. There we go. And we pick those up. And now it should let's place this and weld it all up. There we go. Now the only thing this base is missing is storage, which we can build now. Well, now that we have a refinery, we can go get cobalt, which we will need the cobalt. Right, whoop, where'd it go? Right there. To build the metal grids that we need for storage container. And then we can transfer... I'm not sure if yeah. We can transfer this thing, our survival kit, over there, and that'll transfer our respawn point from the rover to our base, so that we'll respawn at our base from now on. Let's go recharge while I'm talking. And then we can replace that survival kit with a cargo container, so we can go drive around and load up the rover with ore and bring it back to the base. Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me, don't it? Oh. Sorry, I had an itch. An itch I must scratch. Alright, so we're recharged. And we need to go ahead and start mining some cobalt here. I'm just going to do this right here in front of the base. Actually, let's go off to the side here a little bit and start this mine. Because we're eventually going to want to drive stuff up onto the base to park it. So we can dock it with the base and stuff, which I'll show you how that works later. Crouch. To drill down, you have to crouch. Crouch is C, of course, just like pretty much any other game. Because when you're standing up, you can't actually touch the ground with your drill. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, the drill's only so long, your arms are only so long. So you gotta crouch down to drill down. And we're gonna pick up some ice here first. We're just gonna start this by just picking up some ice, because ice is good. Ice gives us oxygen and hydrogen, and we really should stock up the O2 generator on the rover here. So we'll just go ahead and do that while we're here. And we can just go right here. Come on, there it is. And just Alt left click, dump that in there, and the O2 generator will automatically pick it up from wherever it gets dumped. Because when you do that, easy inventory will just dump it wherever it fits. So, and then my automatic ore pickup automatically picked that back up. And now that was called right-click mining. That actually produces ingots, or little nuggets that you can pick up and use. If you left-click drill, it actually destroys all the voxels. But it drills a bigger hole and it drills a lot faster. We really don't need all this ice, so we're just going to drill straight through it. Just drill towards this cobalt here. And I'm slowly pressing the forward button so that we don't drill straight down. Ooh! We ran into iron. This red crap is iron. We might as well pick some up. And then we'll drill around it and go down to the cobalt. We'll just go ahead and fill up our inventory full of iron here real quick. Up, and we're full. I'm lost. Where is it? Aha! There's our hole. Where's the hole? Wrong hole, wrong hole. We can go ahead and dump that right into the refinery. And then we can go back to drilling. If you hit shift, even when crouched, you will run. That's why I'm running and then immediately crouching afterwards. So now we're just gonna pick this up. And we're just gonna continue to left click right down to the cobalt. Ah, and there's cobalt. That's what I really want. Because I need these for metal grids so we can build a cargo container. And I'm going to get a cargo container going, an oxygen generator going on the base, because that's always handy. And maybe even go ahead and move the survival kit. And then we're going to call it a day. I do also plan on recording an episode of Satisfactory. I just downloaded it. Not absolutely certain how much I like it yet. In all honesty, I really haven't played it all that much. So, but I'm going to record some playthrough of it too. So, let's see how that goes. Dump the ice in there. And then, let's stand up. Okay. Our inventory here, and I want to... Ooh, it already went through all the iron. Cool. And it's building cobalt. So we can go in production here. And actually, I just want to do this. Let's go into our G menu. Let's go to conveyor and cargo blocks. Find our small cargo container. And queue it up. So shift left click, queue it up. And that I should have enough in there to build everything for that. I do. No? Well, it's going to pull cobalt as it needs it, so it's okay. Ooh. Now it's going to pull iron as it needs it too, so that's it. We have a cargo container, so we can just withdraw that from the inventory and we'll dump it right here, right in line. And weld it up. Now we actually have a place to store stuff. In the cargo container, you can put anything in. Unlike the refinery that only holds ores and ingots, and the basic assembler, which can only hold ingots and what it can produce, the cargo container will hold everything. Which we can come over here to our cockpit, open up the cockpit, and we can pull these two pieces of scrap metal out. We can throw those in the cargo container, because when the refinery gets done with the cobalt, it will just automatically pick up that scrap iron and turn it back into iron. Alright. So, probably, since we're thinking about it, we've gotten a load of iron and a load of cobalt. We probably should go get some nickel. I haven't been watching my HUD. We'll start right here. So we get a level spot here. Or we could... let's pick up these. Actually, let's open this up a little bit farther because it's not wide enough for me to walk in. There we go. Let's pick this up. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to start up here a little ways so that I'm not drilling through the cobalt to get to this. And let's just start drilling. Ah, wait, no, that's not what I wanted. We may not be able to do this. Or maybe we should start at more of an angle. There we go. Now, if you're standing and you're drilling, you will always drill in an upward direction. If you're crouching and you're drilling, you're always going to drill in a downwards direction. Just food for thought. We're drilling in a very upwards direction. But that's okay, because we know we can walk it. Come here, nickel. Come here, I want some nickel. We're almost there. There it is. There's the nickel. Now we can crouch back down here and start drilling up this nickel. Oh, hey, come back here, you. Leave no stone unturned. Get us a load of nickel. We'll throw that into the refinery. And we should be good for a while. We could produce pretty much anything. The only thing we're really missing that's basic is silicon. We haven't found silicon yet. But if we need to, we can break stuff down for silicon or go find it. Now that we have the refinery, we can just go jump in the rover and go find it. Oops, I drilled a little too much, but that's okay. Let's stand back up here and go head back towards the base. Walking around in low gravity sometimes is a little fun, because it'll tend to throw you around. Ooh. Ooh, we already have some ice in here. Cool. Now, the last thing I wanted to build was an O2 generator. Oh, the survival kit. Well, we'll put the O2 generator on this. Let's put it up top. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. G. Well, it's under production blocks, isn't it? Yeah. There it is. O2H2 generator. I have some modded ones in here too, but we'll use the vanilla one for now. Or, well, let's compare these here. So this one takes, let's see, not much, too much, but it takes 120 steel plate. Let's pull up a modded one. Oh, where are my modded ones? I thought I added that mod. Oh, because it, yeah, that's why. It doesn't come up as O2, it comes up as oxyhydrogen. Yeah. How much does this one take? Pretty much the same. So, yeah, we might as well just use, well, nothing else, this one only takes up 1 block instead of 2. So it's a little smaller. Even though it takes the same components, it does the same thing. So we'll just use this one. And plus, it's got more conveyor chunk points on it too. So dump that on there. Oh, we gotta pull we gotta queue it first. So shift left click, we'll queue it up for production. And we'll watch it produce. I need a drink, sorry. Mountain Dew, the fuel of gamers. Hopefully I don't flag my YouTube video for saying that. That was not copyrighted. It's not copyrighted for me to just say Mountain Dew. Come on. Okay, now we need to pull it. There we go, and place it, and load it up. And it will automatically pull that oxygen or that ice right out of the cargo container. So it's probably already done. Yep, there it goes. And you know, we still haven't used these bottles. Probably just dump them in here for storage for now, but if your bottle's empty, you can dump it in here and it automatically fills it. It's pretty cool. Alright, so let's see how our battery's doing. No bars yet, so we're under 25% charge. It should still be charging though. Oops, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Yep, fully recharged in 19 hours. We may need to add another windmill on there. It's only got 135 kilowatt hours stored. We might need to add another windmill later on just to up that a bit. Excuse me. I didn't want to do that in your ear. Alright. So, the last thing on my to-do list for today, and I will probably actually set it sideways across here, is our survival kit. Let's empty out our bar because we don't need any of this stuff. And there's our survival kit right there. Now, in order to get this, because I can't build medical components, and this requires medical components, as you can see right here. If I go into the G menu, I can actually point at it. Yeah, medical components. That takes silver. We haven't found silver yet. So, in order to build a new one, we have to grind down the old one to get those medical components. We're just going to do that right now. And a nice, ooh, little extra stone. Let's pick that up. I forgot about that stone in there. Is that a... That is a cargo container. I forgot that was on there. So we'll have even more storage. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The small block and large block survival kits have a pretty much equal component requirements. So you could pretty much just cut and paste this right onto here. We're just going to be a little short on steel plates, so which we can pull that just real quick. Oh, if we had any. Okay, well, oh, wait. Yeah. So we just queue up 20 steel plates. There we go. And pull those out. And there we go. It's functional. We don't, as long as we get it above the functional line, it works. We don't have to put everything in there. We may top it off later, but for now, I can hit F here, and it will recharge me and heal me and refill my oxygen and hydrogen now. And I can respawn here if I die. Well, that pretty much does it. That's a basic base right there. There's a lot of stuff we can still add to it. We can make it airtight, where we can actually take our helmet off inside and breathe in the fresh, homogenized air, because it is space. Or we can put turrets on it, and there's other stuff we can do for power, bigger refineries, bigger assemblers. There's all kinds of stuff we can do with it, but for now, this is functional. This will do pretty much anything you need to start off with. Oh, we're going to add the cargo container back on there. Yeah, let's do that. Medium cargo container. There's a small, medium, and a large, but for some reason, the medium only fits on small grid. It won't fit on large grid. So, let's queue that up. And go in, watch it print. Your basic assembler is pretty much just a 3D printer. I mean, honestly, if you think about it from a roleplay standpoint. That's all done. I'm sorry, I need another drink. Give me a second. There we go. So we can exit out of here, and we can pull that stuff, and we can go over here, and we can place it. Now you do want to add, line up these large conveyor ports, and on all small grid stuff like this, there's actually two sizes of conveyor ports. There's the large ones, like on the ends here, and then there's the small ones on the sides. The large ones will pass anything, just like the large grid. Anything you put in it can pass through that point. The small ones will only pass ore and ingots and a select number of components. And it's kind of goofy how the software developers decided which can go through it and which can't. It's a little weird, but just keep that in mind when you're building stuff. If you're using the small ports, not everything's going to go through it. Like, for instance, bottles. The bottles that I have in my inventory will not go through it. And it gives us a little extra space on there for connector. We can go queue up a connector and build it and put it on here. And then we can put a connector on the base later and recharge our rover when we're not using it, and transfer items on and off of it. I am going to repaint that. So if you hit P, you go into your paint menu and you can switch colors. You can create custom colors. I'm going to repaint this white. So we can just pull up our armor block here, and as long as that armor block's setting against it and your pointer is pointing at the block you want to paint, you hit the center mouse button and it paints it that color. Yeah, so that way we can keep the color scheme the same. We will repaint the base too, because this drab gray is ugly looking, but we'll do that at a later point. You'll notice that the O2 generator here is a little off color. That's because it's a modded block, and sometimes the modders, when they design these blocks, can actually create their own color scheme for them, and even override your color that you're using to place it with. So, ooh, Reaver. I'm glad we don't have any antennas on. Reavers are one of those baddies that will actually hunt out your antenna and come find you. If they get really close, they'll sense your movement too, but they have to be within a kilometer to see that. And he's actually going away, but I want to make sure I ground down the antenna on this thing. So yeah, now that's a modded NPC. When you play the vanilla game, he's not there. That's a mod I added. Ooh, goodbye, Reaver. We didn't want to talk to you anyways. Alright. Is there anything else I want to do? Oh, connector. Connector, getting off on tangents. Alright. That's the large grid connector. I don't want that just yet. I want to design the base a little bit better before I actually build a connector, because I want the connector to be semi-permanent. So, if you hit the, like, I've got the connector on number 7 here on my hotbar. Excuse me. If I hit number 7 twice, or a second time, it'll switch to a small grid, so that I can now order up just the small grid components for the small grid connector, because the large grid takes a lot more components, and sometimes different components between large grid blocks and small grid blocks of the same block will actually have different component requirements. Not just less, but actually different. Anyways, so that probably should be done producing. Yep, I got everything I need. And go put that, slap this on here, rotate it. To rotate your blocks around is the page up, page down, insert, home and end, and delete. So that's what you use to rotate these blocks. So that's the way I want it. I'm going to just plop it on there, weld it up. And we're not blocking ourselves off. We can still access the inventory straight through the connector. And the connector has its own inventory space too. Works pretty much just like a cargo container. You can put anything you want in it, except for it also connects to other stuff. Connectors will connect together, which allows you to connect grids together for power transfer and component or item transfer. It's a really cool system. And we will probably pipe up a connector from underneath over here, put it on a piston, so we can move it up and down, line it up with at the correct level for the rover to just back right up to it. But I'm going to do that in another episode. For now, I'm going to call this good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if I rant too much or not enough. It may not change anything because I am what I am and I do what I do. But let me know anyways. I mean, all your moans, gripes, bitches, complaints, you spill them out. I read them all. Trust me, I might laugh at them. I might take them to heart. You never know. But anyways, thank you for sharing this game of Space Engineers with me. And if you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, tell me why. Make it juicy. And like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the other things the other YouTubers say, and we'll see you out there.